Today on the table, I've got myself an iPhone 6 Plus. So this one's got the standard dilemma that most 6 Plus or iPhones usually have, which is a cracked screen. So we'll be using the Pentaloom screwdriver to undo the two screws at the bottom. And then from there, I'll be using the metal pry tool to proceed to open it up. This one doesn't have any adhesive around the screen, unlike newer models, so it should be able to open up relatively easily. Once opened, what I'd recommend doing is using the Phillips head screwdriver and taking off the shield on the battery. Two Phillips head screws. The one on the left is longer than the one on the right. Take that bracket off. And as you see there, I completely forgot to disconnect the battery. But I'd highly recommend disconnecting that, especially on later models. Then there's 5 Phillips head screws up the top, which will undo a metal bracket which will cover the various flex connectors from the screen. You should be able to use your fingernail to lift them If your fingernail is no good, you could try a pair of tweezers, but you'd have to be very careful with that. So now I'm going to proceed to take off the fingerprint scanner, or at least the brackets behind it. So everything here is Phillips heads. And also one thing to note is you'd want to use a little bit of heat to disconnect the fingerprint scanner from the phone. There is a rubber gasket around it that does have a bit of adhesive, double-sided tape there. And now I'm also removing the front sensors at the top of the phone. And then there's another 3 on each side. A pair of tweezers to remove the fingerprint scanner. So I do recommend care here, care or heat, bit of both. And then the fingerprint scanner flex cable which runs down. Here I'm digging a little bit underneath it into the plastic, just to make sure I can lift it up without damaging it. I'm doing a similar thing with the front sensors. I'm working from the very top and digging across and slowly lifting most of it out. Biggest thing to be concerned of there is the little gold microphone at the top does have adhesive on it. So you will need a little bit of heat and to make sure you pry underneath it not to damage it or to tear the flex cable it has. And now I've got my aftermarket replacement screen, which I will be connecting up. Remove the back plastic and proceed with the reinstall from here. So from here on out, I will comment again as I'm connecting the flex connectors to the screen. It'll be mostly silence from here as I redo all the Phillips head screws. When you're putting in the front sensors, the biggest thing you'll have to be careful of if there is a plastic or the plastic aligners on the top of the screen. There'll be the one there for the proximity sensor and the ambient light sensor. Actually, it's for one of them. There'll be a small rectangle bit of plastic. Make sure you align the front sensors prior to pushing down, or else you may damage your screen. So right now I'm just trying to push gently in multiple directions with my thumb, just to hopefully to get that to insert correctly. So it goes the front sensors first, then it goes earpiece speaker in the middle, and then the camera wraps over the back of it. And then from there you can put the bracket on and start screwing that in as well. Coming up will be the next hardest part of reassembling the phone, which is connecting up the various flex connectors. What will you have? You'll have the front sensor flex, touch flex, display, and fingerprint. 3 of them are a similar size, and the fingerprint smaller. Pushed into the correct position, they will produce a rather satisfying crunch or click into place, which if you should be able to know from there, from that sound and the feel of them, whether or not they're correctly put on. And then from there, you should be able to hopefully successfully complete the rest of it on your own. So from here on out, I'll let the video play out, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.